Hello guys, welcome to another RDI episode. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to start a business from home with just a heat press, actually a t-shirt business from home with just a heat press. We're going to get into what other things you can do, or if you decide to get a vinyl cutter, the software that we use for this design, and also where to get them and stuff. But as you can see here, we got several t-shirts that we already made. So one of the things about if you decide to get the screen printed heat transfers, is that what they're called, the right name?
Yeah.
The transfers. The name of the game is the quantity. So usually we have like a minimum requirement for our customers, and that is 24 t-shirts to make this affordable. But we're gonna get more into those details in just a minute. And here we have a t-shirt ready that we can start working with. But as I was saying earlier, this is the software that we use to make this design in particular, but this is not the only option. There are all kinds of different vector softwares, but one of the things is, or the name of this video is how to start a business with just the heat press. And one way you can start this is, there's another option. If you get the transfers from Pro World, which is a good place to get them from. What we always recommend, if you don't really have that much money to invest in the software, you can hire them. They also give you the option for them to create your design. So if you only have, let's say, like a few $100 to get started with just a heat press, that's a good option. You know, you can always hire them. They will make the design for you. And I mean, that's obviously going to affect the pricing. But if you want to do it like for the first few orders, in the meantime, you start saving to get your software, which we always recommend. And the great thing about this software in particular, oops, I had it upside down, CorelDRAW, it can get a little pricey, but once you get it, it's only a one-time payment, and you can pretty much use this software, and not just to make t-shirts, but you can also make decals, yard sign, banners, whatever we make with any vinyl cutter, you can pretty much make it with using this software. And also, you can pretty much use it with any vinyl cutter. You can go to our channel and you will see that we've used different kinds of vinyl cutters, from the graphic, cameo cutter, which we have here. Also, we have seen a few people using Titan vinyl cutters, the US cutters, and all those different kinds of vinyl cutters. Even the Cricut, people have been using the same software, CorelDRAW, to vector their images. So that's why we always recommend that whenever you can, always get yourself a CorelDRAW software. And all the tools, all the softwares, the equipment, you can get them from our website, and that is www.rdidecals.com. I'm going to make sure to leave the link to the website so you can go straight to our website and place your order. All right, so I think we can start keep pressing the t-shirt, and we have our transfers right here. As you can see, they're on top of each other. I'm going to talk a little bit about these. Like one of the advantages of using the heat transfers is that, as you can see, we got a very small working area. It's very comfortable, unlike the HTV vinyl, which we also use to do custom shirts. Using the transfers saves you a lot of room. That's one of the good things about using that type of material. And by the way, now that we're talking about the heat transfers, the HTV vinyl, this is what we use to make some t-shirts. And this one that I have right here is a combination of HTV vinyl with, what's the name of this one? DTF, okay.
Transfer, which we got from the same website.
Oh, okay. So there you go. That's good information. So, but we're not sponsored by Pro World, but I think it's a good company. So we always recommend that you do your own research. You know, this is not the only option for you to get your transfers, but it is a great company that we'll be using for some time. These are not the only transfers. As you can see, we got a whole bunch of boxes right here, like 5 different boxes. And we always save a few transfers for the future. I know that the customers will come back because this is great material. And also, I want to talk about the HTV vinyl, which is one of the good things about using HTV vinyl is that you can do like a few t-shirts. If you just want to make let's say like 2 or 3. You can always use the HTV vinyl, but for that you will need a vinyl cutter, which can get a little pricey. But that's why there are so many different options, like the cameo cutter, We have videos about that vinyl cutter too, so I would recommend that you guys go and check them out. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and pre-press our garment, and this is the type of t-shirt that we are gonna be using. We always use 50 cotton, 50 polyester, and it can be, the brand can be either Gildan, or we also use jersey t-shirts, because we've been using those brands a lot and they work great. What I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna pre-press the garment just a few seconds to get rid of the moisture and the wrinkles. And for the let me get the paper that we got with this order.
They usually send you the instructions.
You get all the
Great.
instructions like temperature and pressure and all that stuff. So that's always good that you will get the instructions so you don't mess it up. And usually our logos, starting from the neck, well, actually, I'm going to show you that. So we always, like this section, the top, from going to the top of the collar, we're going to keep it about 8 inches below that area. It's about right.
And that is just for certain size. If you do like a larger size, always try to reposition, change the position, because if it's an extra large, we notice that 8.5 inches, it's good, still good for like extra large size or even 2XL. So as the garment increases in size, of course, you're gonna have to change the position of the logo, but it always stays in the shoulder line, what I call the shoulder line, center with the logo. So.
And another thing, or you can call it disadvantages or differences between the HTV vinyl, is that the vinyl has like a sticky back, and you can place it and lift the t-shirt, and not with the transfers. But for that, there's always a solution. You can always get the transfer tape, which we will have in our website, or in the description of the video. We will also have the links to the transfer, and I'm gonna use this transfer too, just to show you how we would use it. I think this is, they usually make them for sublimation and things like that. So usually we don't really use this tape that much because we just use our eyesight. We've been doing this for some time and haven't had any issues. I guess we've been used to doing it this way, but I think it looks good right there. I'm gonna double check the height, and just to make sure that I'm pleased with the, yep, that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it the full cycle, which we already have programmed here on our heat press, and we have the heat is at 315, temperature 315, and then 15 seconds, and I'm gonna give it the full cycle, okay? And our pressure is at high right now.
And we use that tape for the caps. That's the only time that we use that. And as Saul mentioned, the reason we don't use it much is because we mainly work with HTV, and the HTV comes with a sticky transfer. But we've recently been working a lot with this type of transfers. We like it because it is easier and more convenient for us and for the customer, because I think, well, based on their website, the time that it lasts compared to HTB it's better. It should last longer than HTB.
And the great thing about using those transfers is that you can make it more affordable. You know, you do less work, and you can always give a better deal to your customers if they get a bigger quantity. I'm gonna pretty much repeat the same steps on the back. I'm gonna give it 3 seconds, and then place our transfer. And I'm gonna measure it. The good thing about this color, like when you have like a black logo and then the white paper, you can see like through it. Not 100% clear, but you can see most of it. Unlike other colors, like if the logo was the white color, it will be really hard to see through it. But I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna give it about 5 from on the back. I'm gonna place it about 5 inches, which is about good right there. Now I'm gonna center it.
And one of the things that now that Saul mentioned is the advantages of these transfers is you don't have to worry about waiting out unlike the HTV vinyl that you have to weed out, as you saw the clip here. Just imagine weeding out all these logos and doing 24 t-shirts with HTV. It will take a long time. So with these are more convenient for us because they're just ready to be heat pressed. And you pretty much just, that's all you need, a heat press. But of course, if you want to invest on your software and on the tape, which you can, use it to make sure that the design is centered, especially if you're starting. We've been in this business for many years, so we have really good, we have the experience for finding the perfect spot. But if you're just starting, this tape will definitely help you.
Yep, and also make sure you get your pillows and the covers, Teflon sheets, and all that stuff. We already placed it on our heat press, so we don't really need to worry too much about that. And I'm just gonna double check just to make sure that we have it at where we want it.
And always, one of the things we mention is that if you're just gonna make t-shirts with a heat press, always get one that's big enough, at least 15 by 15 inch. Do not get one because it's very cheap and find out that it was cheap because it was small and you end up returning your heat press. That we've seen that happen to other people. That's why we mention it.
And some places won't even take it back. So you got to think, or even if you send it back, like imagine the ship, like you have to pay for that probably, like sending it back. But I'm gonna give it a full cycle now. It's exactly where I want that to be. So I'm just gonna give it the 15 seconds, and then we do a hot peel, which is one of the advantages. You don't have to wait forever, and that's another good thing about using HTV vinyl because it's pretty much the same. Actually, the settings are the same, right?
Yeah.
The temperature and all that stuff is basically the same. That's one of the things that I love about using the transfer. We don't really need to change anything on the heat press. And see, look at that. You can definitely see the difference with HTV and the transfers. Honestly, I gotta say, I love this. Like everything about the transfers, affordable,
saves you time from peeling.
So, I just love the fact that we've been using the heat transfers. But one of the advantages of using HTV is that, as we said, you can do a couple of t-shirts, and you don't really have to worry too much about investing too much. So that's one of the advantages of using HTV vinyl. But for bigger orders, this is definitely the way to go. And the best part is that it will last longer than HTV vinyl. And I'm not saying that HTV won't last. I mean, I have t-shirts that we use, at least with one color, like they've lasted a long time. And I'm confident that it is a good product. And now I'm going to show you a t-shirt that we did with HTV vinyl, which, pardon me, I just got in the way, but it's hard to see. Honestly, like in the camera, it's going to be hard to see the difference. But once you touch it and feel it, you will definitely feel the difference when using
I'll touch it for you. Yeah, you can feel the pattern.
The transfers, like the thing I like about them is that they're much lighter, and unlike the HTV vinyl, like especially if you work outside, this will get really hot. I'm sure that the transfers also do get a little bit hot, but not as hot as having the vinyl on the back. But again,
yeah, we actually had that complaint from many people that work outdoors. They complain that the HTV is too hot, especially if the design is a solid. It generates, I guess, a lot of heat because it's a vinyl. So with the transfers, the screen printing, it's more convenient for them. It's not as hot. So that's one of the perks of this transfer. And this is the type that we get if you do decide to go with this company and get your transfers. It's the one color value custom heat transfer. Now, while Saul is working on the last t-shirt, let me explain to you something. There's all types of people that want to start a t-shirt business. For what I've seen on YouTube and other platforms, a lot of people want to start their own brand. Now, that will not work with this type of process because you will pay good money I paid around $82 for all these 50 transfers, but it's only one color. But if you're looking for more colorful designs and want to start many designs, then uh, definitely this is not for you. But if you want to do what we do, like work with construction people, because they always order a lot of t-shirts. That's why we focus on this type of, like customers. Because in the beginning, let me tell you a story. I wanted to start my own brand too. And this is actually why I got into this business. I used to get those stencils and hand paint all my designs until we got all the vinyl cutters and started doing it with the vinyl. But then I realized, it wasn't my thing. It was not going to make me money, because starting your own brand, it can be a little difficult. And I mean, some people also start with like Christian designs and t-shirts. Now, if you belong in a congregation where you got a lot of contacts with people, that's another good option for you. But also, you will have to keep it on one design. So this is why it's important that you get a software, because for every design that you come up with, they will charge you definitely. And I'm not sure how much. We never used that service before, but I'm sure it's going to be a little pricey. So that all depends too on what you want to focus on too. So I just wanted to get that clear. And another thing that I want to mention too is the type of how we market this or how we advertise, because we get a lot of those questions too, like how we make sales. As we said it many times, use social media. Today it's easier for you to advertise your product, to your services on social media, and it's free. One of the things that you can do and try is like join like sales groups, like classified groups on Facebook. And you can also try like construction. There's actually like drywallers and painters groups, and I seen people advertising business cards there, even t-shirts. And you can try those groups too, like where there's people that do construction. So always try to be creative and find ways, guys. There's a lot of ways that you can try. Of course, it's not always going to work, but that's the point. It's free. The only thing you're going to lose is time, and that's all.
I think it looks great. I'm really pleased with this suit. Now I'm gonna make another t-shirt with different materials. Well, actually a combination of both transfer and the one that Luis mentioned. I forgot the name of that.
The DTF transfer.
Yeah, this is for a YouTube channel in Spanish, and it's just a t-shirt that I bought from Walmart. Oops.
Hey, do not advertise them. They already get enough attention. Come on.
It's not like they need it, but I'm gonna pretty much repeat the same steps. And so, talking about heat presses, this heat press is very expensive, but this is a good quality heat press. But I've seen a lot of good heat presses for around like $600. So you can pretty much start a business with under $1,000. That's if you do not get the software. But I know that it could be a challenge getting a customer, taking the down payment and all that stuff, which we strongly recommend. Do not make that mistake that we did at first. Do not start any orders without taking a down payment, especially with t-shirts, because you need to invest a lot of money, like get the t-shirts, the materials, and all that stuff. So do not do what we did at first, and that is not taking a down payment. Okay. Now let me show you the materials of the. So this is the same material that we've been using. The
screen printing transfer, one color value.
And then this is the other, the
DTF.
DTF. Okay, all right. So I'm glad that Luis is here to assist me with the names and all the stuff, all the information, because I have no clue.
And I'm sorry, I kicked the camera. I hope I didn't make you guys dizzy. Look at the difference. This is not mirror. This is placed just as it's coming. And this one, it's mirror. So see the difference? This one's gonna be applied this way, and this one this way. Okay, just wanted to point that out.
All right, and I'm gonna keep using my little tapes, and I'm very particular about where I place the logo, and I'm gonna have it at about 3 inches, but I'm counting from this little section here.
The collar.
Yeah, the collar. But like
center.
this, I don't know what this would be called, the elastic thingy. from the bottom, from there to the bottom, I'm gonna place it at about 3.5. So this is large size. That's where I'm gonna have that, and I just want to make sure that it is centered. Can move it a little bit to my left, and then I'm gonna use those little tapes if I can find them. Oh, they're over here.
And one of the things that you need to be aware is read the instructions of all of their transfers. They usually tell you what type of garment their transfers are suitable for. So this one color value work perfect with blends like, like 50 cotton, 50 polyester, or 60 cotton, 40% polyester, whatever. And you can also use it on 100% cotton or 100% polyester.
All right, I think I'm good right there. Now I'm gonna give it the full cycle, and then remove it, and then place the other on top. Which this is the first time that we do, right? We mix them.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's gonna be the same result. So.
We're gonna see live here. If Saul messes up, it's kind of like a habit. I'm just kidding.
It wouldn't be the first time, right? I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen that so many times.
Let's take a close look. That one's worked perfect, of course. Now let's see.
Especially for the next one, like I've noticed some of them are like wrinkled, or like from this section you see it's curved. So you will definitely need to get the transfers, the heat transfer tape to when using this material. And I'm liking it. I'm liking the way it looks before I even apply it and remove the one on top. The what would that be called? Like
the one color.
Yeah.
Screen printing. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the layer, the plastic thing on top.
Oh, the transfer.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna place it a little bit closer to the one on top.
And you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if you are going to start your brand, DTF is probably something you want to get information with, because they have full color transfers. Of course, if you're not familiar with this process, you gotta know that there's certain colors that they're only accept. If it's like neon colors, they cannot accept. The machine or DTF cannot do that. What they call the CNYK, or I forgot the what they call those colors, but just make sure they're not neon colors, because the original design that I sent, it was like a neon blue and pink, and they sent me that. It doesn't. It looks good, but it's not as colorful as I sent it.
See, look at these. This is the transfer, the screen printed transfer. It doesn't have any stickiness. The other color, the DTF, it doesn't have any stickiness, and then this one does. So that's one of the differences about.
Yeah, that's the HTV.
Yeah, the HTV is the last one. Yeah, but that's why we always recommend that you guys get your tapes and all that stuff. And I think it looks great. I don't know. Let me show it to you guys here, and let me know.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yep. And I think I was talking about the heat presses, but you can get. I would recommend that you guys get a heat press that around. I know it's easy for me to say it, but something about like 500 and up. Do not. I wouldn't personally get a heat press that was under $500. Let's just put it that way. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what I would do differently, and that's just an opinion, okay?
And guys, one of the things I want to invite you guys, that if you want to start a t-shirt business, is if you want to kind of know or get an idea of how to price this type of products, is that you, if you want to support us and join our RDI membership and use our calculators, I don't know if you can see it, you can go to and use the t-shirt calculator. And just, it's very simple how it works. You just place the price of the transfer, whatever it is that you're using, either DTF, HTB, or even the one color value. I know for sure that it costs around $1.87 per transfer when you order 50 of them. And the t-shirt cost is around $4, the 50% cotton and 50 polyester. And the press cost, we usually charge $1 for press, meaning that the logo on the front is $1 and the logo on the back is $2. And you can do your own pricing. but I'm gonna put $2. So this is pretty much how this calculator works. It gives you a lot of prices. Like the 100% can be interpreted as the retail price, and the rest is it can be interpreted as 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, and that's how much you can price for your T-shirts. So I have tutorials, I believe, on how to use this calculator. And if you are a gold member and are in our channel, you can use all the calculators for like stickers and small stickers and car decals too.
See, I want to show off my T-shirt. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like at least the material, not the design itself, but the materials.
It looks nice.
Looks good.
It's pimping.
It might be the fact that I'm wearing it.
Yeah, I actually like the combination. Now that I'm watching it, I think I like it, and we might get the Straffers bigger and the DTF below. It will be a really good combination with different colors.
So before we keep on going, I think like it is a great way to start a business if you do not have that much money. Let's say if you have a part-time job or if you're working full-time job and want to get started, I think it's a great idea to just invest in a vinyl, not a vinyl cutter, but either a vinyl cutter or a heat press if you are into making T-shirts. Because I know that a lot of people have different goals in mind. You know, if you love making T-shirts or anything that has to do with T-shirts, I think that a heat press would be a good option. But if you are more into making decals, then investing in a vinyl cutter would be a better idea. But if you are into or are thinking of starting a T-shirt business from home, definitely get a heat press and check out different websites where they offer you services to make their logos, and also where they sell you the materials like the transfers and all that stuff. That's why we are making these videos. And like I said, hopefully you can invest in a better heat press. I know that it will be hard to get this brand heat press. This one right now is about $1,800, close to $2,000. So it's kind of pricey. But I've seen, in fact, we used to have a red heat press. I think we still have so that heat press, that's the one we started with. And back then, I think it was like around 500 to 600. That's one of the reasons I was talking about the range, because I still remember that red heat press, and we used it for several years. Like the only issue that we had with that was when we had to reset it. The temperature will go all the way to like 390 or something like that, and we will have to reset it. That would be the only issue that we ever had with that heat press. Like we never had any issues with any logos coming off. And but that was a good heat press. But
and that's the name of it. If you and that's the 16 by 20. That's was that the same one that we used?
16 by 16, 15 by 15.
15 by 15. It was a really good one. The video that you saw, Saul making T-shirts, that was when we first started the business, the T-shirt business, making like matching shirts. I think that's what they call them. All kinds of stuff, like even sports too. And we'll actually make sales, but we like the idea of working from home and just doing decals here. The customers bring the cards to us, and we do their decals, and we make all the vinyl signs like car magnets, yard signs from home. So if you only want to make T-shirts, then definitely this is a good option for you. Now, if you want to make more stuff, then definitely a vinyl cutter would be a good investment for you.
And also, one of the things that I always like to talk about, I was doing a little bit of research. I'm not going to mention any brands right now, but we've been considering getting one of the vinyl cutters, which is very popular. But I found so many downsides to it that I think we're going to put it on hold. But the Cameo 4 is definitely a machine. It might not be the best machine, but for what you pay for, like right now, you can get it for $200. I'm talking about the Cameo 4, the 12 inches. But if you can get the Pro, which is the 24-inch, like the things that I love about those vinyl cutters is that you can use all the materials that we use with this, the graphic. We can use Oracle 651. We can use Caesar Easy Weed, even glitter vinyl and all the stuff. You can use it with the Cameo 4, and also you can use like big rolls of vinyl. The Silhouette Studio might be a little bit of a challenge, according to all the information that I gathered. Like comparing the software, the Silhouette Studio versus the CorelDRAW. This one is more, CorelDRAW is better for like making logos from scratch, but Silhouette Studio can be a real challenge. Like if you want to start a logo from zero, like I'm talking about based for other businesses. If you want to make like circles and shapes like that, it'll be easy to add the letters around it. But if you want to build like a little house with like effects and all that, what we do for our businesses, we use CorelDRAW, and this is very friendly for that. But Silhouette Studio has certain limits, but honestly, it is still a good investment. And that's why we always make videos about different vinyl cutters, because I know we are aware that not everybody can afford investing in a graphic. Same with the heat press. Not everybody can invest in the Hottronics from Stalls. They can get a little pricey, but hopefully, if you decide to get started in the future, you can invest in a better machine or a better heat press. And
Yep,
I think
that's very true. It's definitely worth do your own research before you spend money, because in the end it's your money and you're gonna invest it in whatever business is that you're thinking of. So if you just want to make t-shirts, then the transfers that we show you, it's definitely worth investing. And now if you want to do decals and other signs and also t-shirts, then definitely a vinyl cutter is for you. And we have many videos. We show you a lot of tutorials. You can get started and check out our website too. We have our all the stuff that we use there in our website. Check them out. And of course, we also have the calculators there if you want to support us too, and use the calculators for pricing, decals, t-shirts, and all that. So.
And by the way, not only you can add outsourcing. I was going to talk about outsourcing. Not only do we outsource the heat press, the transfers, but we also outsource like business cards and all the stuff, flyers, car magnets, certain products that we cannot do with a vinyl cutter. So you will always expand. Get curious and do some research, like we said. Do research about other products and what other products you can outsource, certain things that you cannot do with a vinyl cutter. That's what we always do. We are curious, we always do some research, and certain things that we cannot do, we try to outsource them from other companies. And that's something I would also recommend you guys to do. Even if you have a vinyl cutter, there will be some designs that you won't be able to do yourself. And that's why, always encourage you to do some research.
And yeah, this is it for me. And I don't know if Saul wants to add something else, but yeah, you saw us working from home. You saw all the t-shirts that we make from behind where Saul is. Those are 24 t-shirts for this one company. So imagine the money that we made. And this is actually the first time this company worked for us or with us. And it is their first time, but we're pretty sure and confident that we'll come back and get more stuff. We can offer them business cards. We can offer them car magnets, decals for their cars. So, think about it. If you want to provide all those services, then definitely a vinyl cutter will be a good option for you. And a printer, of course, too. But if you don't have a lot of money to spend, or you want to get started, kind of get a feel of how this business works, then a vinyl cutter will be a good option for you.
Make sure that you guys give us a like if you like this video. Also subscribe and turn on your notifications so you get notified next time we upload another video. Thank you so much for your support. And also remember that you can get your materials and equipment in the description of the video or go to our website. We appreciate all the support. Thank you guys. And we'll see you until the next one.
Thank you guys. See you later, alligator.